Sure is. This is not the first race of the Z1R tournament, though, but this is a hype race in the Z1R tournament
Oh,
for sure.
yes. We have Cytown, who a few Speed Gaming lives ago became quite the meme when he signed up for, I think, commentary one race with the words "yup" on there. So that became a nice little meme for a little while there. And then we have Antlerz44. The 44 is also the number that they registered for this tournament out of the 50 people that got in.
I mean, and by got in, you mean signed up because we were
Yes.
all comers. So, just to be clear.
Let's just say that it was a fun time counting the people getting into this. And also we have Smile Fires doing the tracking in the background, who, of course, we all are getting ready for the in-person tournaments coming up in October. You're going to be there. Smile Fires is going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're all going to have some fun.
Yeah,
But today, we're going to be having some fun with this race.
Yeah, I don't know if either one of these two. I'm pretty certain Cytown is not. I have not spoken to Antlerz, so I'm not sure where he's at. But we do expect more Z1R in person than last time. And hey, look, we're starting, and these flag set does always start on the start screen, but we do not get the immediate sword. Spoilers, 20-year-old spoilers. I think. Oh gosh, we have Wizrobes and Gorias on the overworld. This is gonna be a nasty overworld.
If we're going to have enemies that shoot projectiles at our runners, what better than two of the better runners we have in this community in Antlerz and Cytown. We also have Pulse Voice in the overworld.
Well, so arrows maybe not quite as much priority for our runners, since they won't be dealing with Pulse Voice in the dungeon.
We find
Antlerz not picking up the letter. Come on, dude. That's still potions. Very good. I mean, Antlerz is gonna pick up a potion out of the take any, no doubt. But sometimes those take any's. I mean, I've had seas where you don't always find. Oh, jeez, I don't.
Cytown trying to get back into the cave to see where the any roads continue to go. Unfortunately, Wizrobe Beam's hurt.
Yeah, but anyway, to get to my point, 43 groupie candle. If we can't find a take any, is really good. But yeah, Antlerz will be fine as long as you can find a take any somewhere. But I do like seeing the letter pick up unless it's late enough. You already have the potion, just because you might be in a position where we're buying them. Buying the potions just makes more sense. And in the meantime, we haven't seen much of this overworld, and it is a 2-second quest overworld, which means a few more spots, but they'll all open, and it means second quest money.
Yeah, and I'm surprised also the reason, as you mentioned just a moment ago, with regards to Antlerz not picking up the paper, we're dealing with second quest enemies.
Yes. Well, I mean, his plan is to take a potion from a take any, I imagine.
What if? Oh, red ring is our white sword item.
That's. I mean, with these runners, it's not. I mean, it's
and
not
the
really gonna matter.
Ladder
as the Armos
item.
item. That's a beautiful find for Antlerz. But the red ring, these runners don't really need it, and it's. With these two runners, I don't think it gives an extra advantage. Like, it doesn't even things out. Like, a lot of times the top runners don't like to see the red ring if they're playing someone that maybe they're favored against, because it evens things out. With these runners, I think you have to go get that when the time comes, because you don't want to give that advantage to your opponent. Because even, I don't care how good you are at combat, red ring is going to make your combat faster.
Oh yeah, this is going to make these two runners a lot faster in their exploration, in their dungeon dives, even though we have Wizrobes in the overworld. In fact, Wizrobes in the overworld is kind of incentivizes that power bracelet as our ladder item. And Cytown finds level 1.
Yeah,
it's at the Armos.
Yeah, and he doesn't stay very long. Now, level 1 is when you don't have a sword, level 1's a little bit better to dig than some of the other dungeons, because there is a floor item that could just be sitting there, and if it's like a white sword or a wand or something, or a red ring, which it won't be in this case, that could be a huge advantage. But I know Cytown is more of a let's see as much of the overworld as I can and then start digging dungeons, and he definitely wants to have that sword first. And it can be a big rabbit hole to go into some of these dungeons without a sword, and you might not get anything.
Well, speaking of the rabbit holes, one of the unfortunate rabbit holes is that Cytown took the Any Road, which is taking him away from the... This is a Fortunate's level 5 for Cytown, by the way, because now he will be able to replenish his health before leaving. He was on death's door right there. But the unfortunate thing is not having the ladder, so Cytown will have to double back to get that power bracelet. But Cytown wants to find out what the Armos item is, already knows what the white sword item is, wants to find where that wood sword is.
Yeah, my expectation is that he will prioritize the other 2 Armos. Once he sees this coast item, he'll find out it's a power bracelet. Now, there is not a forced overworld block in this flag set. However, it being second quest locations, you're gonna have something blocked. I don't think I've played a seed yet that didn't have a overworld block of some sort, so.
We found a heart container, but we don't know if that's the heart container that is the floor drop. It very well could be, of course, level 1 being first quest 1. It shapes 1, so it's got first quest mechanics. That's what I mean to say.
And it is not heart shuffle, so every dungeon is going to have a floor heart. Oh gosh, we already see the bait block, but I think we should be able to get around that because it is level 1, and the room above that, above and to the left should have a bomb hole.
Well, no, the room that is to the up and left is a key door.
Okay. Well, even better.
You can work around it, but it comes with the cost of losing a key.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to definitely spend the key, but you're not going to when you have 1 in your inventory. And that room right there with the Lionels is kind of throwing the red flags of, this could be your item. I mean, it could also be a transport staircase.
I mean, level 1 has been known to be segmented. There's a red ring for Antlers, and it is not 4 hearts, so that's good for Cytown. I imagine he doesn't go back for it until he has 6 hearts, and you don't want to be checking it all the time, and especially when it's, for Cytown and Antlers in particular, a nice to have, not a need to have. I would expect them not to go back until it's convenient with a guaranteed number of hearts.
The one thing I do want to point out, because you're bringing up that aspect, we do always know in this flag set, 5 for the small secret, that's the first secret we've seen, we do know that the magical sword is always going to be 13 hearts.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a bit of a compromise between what we did last year, which was wood sword cap, and just making the possibility of the 10 heart magic sword. Now, funny enough, in some ways, I kind of like even though it's 13, I kind of like the set number because you're not wasting your time checking it every time. You get to 13 hearts and you just grab it, as opposed to, well, check it at 10, nope, check it at 11, nope, check it at 12, and it won't be 14 hearts, so.
Yeah. That is one saving grace from the forced 13. You're not going to see runners try to go and grab that, as long as they remember that mechanic's in play. We did see cheap bait underneath the 2Q4 spot. It's for 50 rupees.
And interestingly enough, I could see the argument with Antlers having knowledge of that bait block. And maybe it'd be nice to have a map of one to kind of see what's going on there. If we're super key starved, buying the bait and spending it instead of buying a key. On the other hand, if we find the any key, then that bait is completely useless.
Oh, yeah.
Also nice to hit a door repair at 0 rupees.
Yeah,
We've seen 2 small secrets.
5 and 5. Are we going to get nickel and dime this seed?
The small secrets are really interesting in this because there's 2 extra small secrets to make up for the lack of the extra 2 large secrets. If you get a nice, if you get a double-digit small secret, that can be significant. But anytime you have, I think you have below 10, they become completely insignificant, and usually you lose the money pretty quickly. There's that other small secret for Antlers.
So, one thing I will note here, I mean, 70 rupees shield, that's not too bad either. The one thing I will note here, there's a take any, we're going to grab the candle there.
Took us a while to find that.
Yeah, Jeff definitely did. I mean, it's taken us a while to find a bunch of things. We haven't found the wood sword.
Nope.
So there's one large secret. I do remember one of the races we had yesterday where, 33 is the medium. That's cool.
33 is good.
One race we had yesterday where it was like 326 and 51.
I didn't see that race, but I saw the clip of when they saw the large secret. What they called it? What did BBQ call it? The destitute seed. 14 rupee bombs, not terrible.
You definitely take 14 rupee bombs.
I mean, the door repairman's
325
and
and 51.
Anyway.
325, 51. Yikes.
Yeah, that's
Of
pretty
course-
awful.
Of course, the first seed that we had here in this group stage was, can you find any keys, please?
Yeah, that is a thing that can happen.
Arrows for 81.
81 for arrows. It's only one above the normal, so that's fine.
Cytown's about to get the candle coming up here. And I believe Antlerz is going to burn the Lost Woods. Or the Dead Woods.
I mean, the Lost Woods are in the Deadwoods, so yes. Unfortunately, the sword will not be here. The only way the sword could be here is if we'd found a red candle under the Armos item. The wood sword blocks are on, which basically just means that the item at the Armos can block the... Ooh, the power bracelet could have... Yeah, so the item at the Armos can block your sword.
Yeah.
And it goes one step further. If the item at the Armos is the ladder, and the item, that means the ladder item can then block your sword, which means all those power bracelet spots are in play for the wood sword tonight.
Yes, indeed. All right, Cytown's going to see the candle shop right over here. We're going to head over towards the graveyard. We're going to push the tombstone on the northwest part of this graveyard. And there's really not much else we can do. There's that whistle spot we can't do anything about. There's the bomb spot. We do have the bombs for at least. Looks like both Cytown and Antlerz are going to be kind of following the same direction in a way.
Ooh,
Nice bomb drop for Cytown. There's our wood sword at
After I went through
1Q6.
all the trouble of explaining that we could have the wood sword under the power bracelet, it's just at 1Q6. It's not even a difficult one, which is good. The fact that there's just tektites in the screen below the 1Q6, that screen can really be bad if you have like Lionels, or in this case we couldn't have that. We could have Wizrobes trying to shoot at you. That can be a very dangerous screen. So this one not so bad with the tektites.
I agree. All right, another secret. This is another medium for 33. So Cytown's just around the corner from getting that wood sword.
Also, one of the nice things about not having a mixed overworld, everything's gonna open. So like this grave area is notorious in a mixed overworld for just having nothing, because all those spots are in only one of the quests. So it's kind of nice to go in that area and know you're gonna get something.
Antlerz looks like he is going to be heading over here to the Forgotten Spot as Cytown picks up the wood sword. So it's about maybe a minute to a minute and a half difference. Not that bad. And good of Antlerz to wait behind the gorillas, because once he was going to be right in front of them, it would be open season. You want to get yourself inside so at least you can check that spot. And I also like the fact that both runners decided that they're going to bomb open the cave and then go up to the power bracelet and then back down. They both did the same thing here.
Oh, there's level 9.
And a perfect health refill right there for Antlerz.
But yeah, I see some talk about the blue candle block. Yeah, blue candle's never gonna block the sword, because you could actually have all 4 take any behind the candle. It does happen on occasion, and you don't put things behind. Fred doesn't like to put things behind money, so buying bombs, buying a candle, not gonna be needed to get your sword.
And Fred also wants to program it in such a way to prevent somebody from soft locking the seed in such a way that they take the potion or they take the heart container and they lose the ability to get the candle for free from a take any.
Yeah, the candles, there will always be at least one candle shop at worst behind a bomb wall. So you'll always be able to buy a candle eventually.
All right, checking what is now going to be a nasty 2Q7 screen with the hopping Pulse voice.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to do the clip from this. Okay, once we got the second time's a charm, the Pulse voice behaved a little bit better. Just a money-making shop, which hopefully we don't end up needing.
I mean, we've already seen 2 seeds yesterday that came down to great shenanigans with money-making games, so why not have another one today?
But let's not. Cytown, meanwhile, found level 7, is not going to do that now. My guess, he's going to make his way back to level 1. I imagine Antlers are going to do the same thing, just doing it from a different direction. I suspect we're going to see both runners in level 1. Well, Antlers finding level 2 might do this first, because it's also a nice small level.
Yeah, you just hope their Lionels are not here. You start off with some fires. That's not a bad start.
They're just good. They'll just respawn. Now, surprised he didn't try the bomb. I always like to know whether my Vires are gonna die to a magic sword level shot, or with a silver.
Okay, I'd rather have the Lionels.
Yeah. Red Darknuts won't be too bad if we can just avoid them too much. Yeah. Okay. So
they didn't roll up. That's good.
That's good.
All right, Cytown's just around the corner over here. It's going to go ahead and burn the forest and probably find level 2, just like Antlers is right now. Both of these runners having very similar playstyles early on, and I love it.
I mean, and one of the shames of this being I mean, it could still happen. Like these two, I could easily see meeting in finals. Cytown, a previous champion in 2022 in the main tournament, and Antlers. I don't know what his best finish is, but he's always up there, and he's one of our top 80% or one of our top vanilla runners.
Oh wow, we got in there just barely. There's our bomb upgrade, 87 rupees.
I mean, if we
wish
get
you had it.
Yeah, if we get a recorder, I could see coming back for that later on at a point where you need bombs. Obviously, we're not going to prioritize it now. Cytown with 110 rupees might actually just buy it now when he gets there. Also,
shoutouts to our tracker, Smile Fires, pointing out that the door repair is 16.
Oh, that's nice. So this is a decent money seed, nothing spectacular. I don't tend to, even in first quest money, I don't tend to judge on the large secret. Although when you get a really large secret in first quest, it can, that could get you a lot of money there. Antlers, don't forget you do have a ladder.
Antlers forgot he had a ladder.
We've all done that.
Up and dade.
But
and I was gonna kill these fires to find out what's over here on the other side.
In second quest, I tend to just hope that I don't pick up the large secret at a time where it's going to overflow me. There's only one of them, and you hope you get to use it.
Tracy, is this the Lamola dungeon?
Sure feels that way.
That's like what, the fourth Lamola in this dungeon?
You didn't secretly turn on extra bosses, did you?
It certainly feels that way. So Antlers is considering picking it up, but does have the free ability to leave this room, and that Lamola will stay dead for a little bit longer. Wants to find the item of this dungeon. Nice reminder what the Triforce is. Cytown taking care of a manhandler over here.
Oh, nicely done. That's not easy.
A bomb drop off that manhandler. That's good stuff.
And Cytown doesn't have to remember that he has a ladder.
Also, wrapped in 2. Cytown has it.
Okay, I did not see that on the floor.
I did not either. And there's everyone's favorite enemy, red bubbles.
I mean, if it's in a room where you're fighting enemies, red bubbles or regular bubbles, it doesn't matter. They're just both awful. Where the red bubbles cause more trouble is when you have to go through a red bubble, an 8 red bubble room without losing your sword. That's where the red rebels like to cause a lot of trouble.
All right. Cytown wiggling, maneuvering, trying to make sure it doesn't get hit by the Lammolas. Here with 3 hearts remaining, has 2 hits can give, wants to stay alive long enough. I don't think knows that this is the Triforce just yet, but now he does.
And he's out.
Triforce number 1 for Cytown.
Interesting. There's somewhere where Antlerz got a key that cytown did not, because cytown still had 0 keys. Antlerz was just the
Level 1.
That's right. Antlerz took a little bit of a dive into level 1. cytown didn't do anything in there. But if you can avoid it, you do not want to be using.
Okay,
oh, there's
the
where.
raft.
Okay, the raft was in the room that Antlerz left.
Okay, trying to get the bullseye, does not, but gets a second try. Antlerz does not want to use that key, and I can't blame Antlerz. But watch out, yep.
Yeah, and Up and I might have been better.
Off the side.
Because he did not kill that blue landmo. I mean, you're not killing with this weapon set right now. We're not killing any blue landmos right now. But you know, fires are pretty easy.
Cytown is going.
Oh yeah, it's an any road.
It's an any road. We've seen this before.
I mean, on the other hand, if you wanted to take the any, you could have taken the any road up towards level 1. It's a few screens away.
A rare mistake from Cytown right there.
Yeah, I mean, he does paper track his dungeons, or his maps, so maybe he just didn't write it. I mean, I've done it before, where I go to a spot where I forgot, oh yeah, that's an any road. I don't think I've done it to the raft spot before, because it's just not that often you get the raft spot.
Right. It's just more funny the fact that Cytown even almost walked into it.
Yeah.
Didn't even see the stairs there until like, right,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Yeah, don't want to be here.
Antlerz either doing the same thing, or no, he hasn't seen all the any roads yet, so he doesn't know.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It only took, I think, 3 of the 4, and there's the 4th. All right, so we've seen 1, 2. We haven't seen 3. We've seen all the other levels. Level 3 is the only level that's outstanding right now.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. I don't think, like I said, I don't think I've played a seed without a block dungeon yet. Did we see any under a power bracelet? Because, okay, now Cytown is going to do level 1.
But I will point out that we do not have that flag on in this tournament set, so there's that key that you were talking about.
It's not on officially, but I mean, every seed I've played has had not just one but multiple. It's kind of a weird flag to even have on in.
Oh right, there's that
with
one
the
room
second
before
quest.
the Lionels. I forgot about that room. Anyway, so I mean, when you have as many overworld block things like the recorder blocks and whatnot that come from second quest, it's definitely something that can show up a little more often. As we find the recorder in level 1, we've seen a heart container, we have seen a recorder. Is that it? Or, I mean, obviously while we're here, we're going to try to hunt down that other item. Antlerz finding a transport staircase in this 5.
Nice Goma block. Cytown gonna spend a key.
Take a key, spend a key. And we have a segmented level 1, Tracy.
Level 1, why do you do this to us?
Because it's level 1. I think you're gonna clear this room first.
Yeah, and this is a room that can drop in level 1. It's not otherwise. In any other dungeon, this is only possibly a push block. We get a compass, so we see where the Triforce is. We still would like to find the item.
Okay.
So what I would do, if I'm Cytown, I kill all but 1 Gibdo here. And then I continue. Or 2 Gibtos, either way. Just don't... I don't want to kill all of them, because I want to get a... I'm still looking for that floor item, but I also, when I come back here, I don't want to have to kill all the Gibdos again. And if I kill all of them, that's what's going to happen.
Look at the Cytown luck over here.
I think it's a key.
That's 2 major rooms. Now Antlers remembers I have a ladder.
Okay, it's gonna
That's two
still
rooms
leave
that
one
Cytown
alive.
got the clock in.
Clock, you know, timely clocks are nice. Okay, I think we're gonna go to the segment now. It'd be nice to find a map of one of these. Oh, we had the map of two. It'd be nice to find the map of one of these other dungeons. The 5 that Antlers is in, or the one that Cytown is in. Ooh, don't touch the blue. Oh, you touched the red bubble. That's not good.
Now we're gonna try to get back over. Okay, so finally
Nice
3 blue
bomb.
Lionels. I'll take that. Alright, Cytown trying to get through and does.
Oh, and Antlers, meanwhile, getting through an NSU with lots of blue dark nuts.
Remembering you have a ladder is a very tough skill to have, especially when you get it early on in the seed. There's our map to one. That's a triple segmented run!
Game, please. Oh, and look at this room that we never were gonna find without a map. Also note that since this is a second quest enemy set, we do have the shooty Stalfos and the we'll have the super ropes when they decide to show up. Looks like Antlers found the container heart in level 5.
Both runners up to 5, and we don't know if 5 is enough for the red ring that is sitting in the northeast corner of this game. So we do also have... Oh, that is an RMOS!
That's the other stair.
That's the other staircase that takes you to that one lone room.
So, remove most open staircases, in this case, took a 2-block room and turned it into... Or sorry, took a right side stair and turned it into a 2-block room. That's the only way that wall's not gonna bomb. Smilefire's our tracker asked if it was the Coast Tower one. We still don't know.
Yeah, we do not have a clue. Cytown found 1 heart, I believe, in this level 1.
Yeah, there was 1 heart on the floor, and it looks like the other item is on the other side of that transport the Goma's blocking. So we're not gonna know for a while. The stair item was found. The stair item was the recorder. The floor item, I'm guessing, is just sitting there on the other side of the staircase.
Is 5 hearts enough to get this red ring? No, it is 6. We're not gonna make it easy for our runners, especially runners of this caliber.
And yeah, everyone note that this was a triple segment. Level 1 with what looks like an item on the other side. Well, we know it won't be the bow on the other side of that. Could be the silvers though, so you can't completely ignore that location for a little while. Cytown's gonna check out level 4. Finds the heart on the floor almost immediately. Is not gonna go back and get the red ring now, but probably will do so before or after he leaves
there,
this dungeon.
Patra.
I might argue that it's so close to start and you're so close to that red ring, you grab it now. If nothing else, we could, if we run into a heart mugger, you want to be, Cytown in particular would want to be able to pay that heart mugger, because he doesn't care about having hearts at the end.
And you know this room right here, the Cytown is not going to be a drop room, so you're just going to ignore it. There's a key
in that Gibdo.
And also nice use of the bomb there to see if there was a room to the south. Knows that there's not, at least connected by a bomb wall. So you doing 2 things at once, getting your enemy damage and also finding out information about the room.
Yeah, and I like the up A out of that room because that's a messy room to finish getting through. Plus, you're probably going to explore this area anyway, now that you have a key.
Level 5 for Antlers once again. There's a key for Cytown.
Nice key refund.
This could be a staircase room because the second quest rooms. Is it? Nope. And now Antlers versus Patra.
Okay. It is not an Expando Patra, so you should be fine, but you still have to be careful.
Yeah, you don't want to get backed into a corner. There we go.
Meanwhile, Cytown decides to take on this four-headed Gliok that's also very much not free.
All right, Antlers finishes off, but the Patra gets the bow and 5 behind
nice.
the Patra.
That Patra is going to be required. I imagine Cytown will take that down when the time comes. It's going to have the red ring most likely by the time he gets there, so it'll be a little bit easier for him, but Antlers did a very nice job on it.
Okay, so we are getting confirmation that from Smilefires that there was 2 hearts in that level 1.
Oh,
there were 2 hearts.
I don't think so, because Cytown would have had 6 hearts coming out of level 1. He didn't. He had 5, because he got 1 in... Oh, did he not get the 1? No, he got 1 in 2, didn't he?
I think we'll go back to the videotape. Smilefire is pointing out that Cytown went in with 3 hearts.
Okay, with 3 hearts. Okay. No, you're right. He did not get the heart out of 2. You're absolutely correct.
All right, Cytown picking up this red ring. Antlers heading in that direction of level 4 and also level 1. Checking this northeast corner as well.
And hopefully Cytown realizes that he got 2 hearts out of there. It's very easy to not catch that.
Especially considering the way that probably spawned on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Cytown back into level 4. Antlers finding that level 8 and is just going to turn around. I know where there are smaller dungeons.
Yeah, I don't blame him for not wanting to do 8 right now. He might check the red ring on 5 hearts, and he'll be very disappointed to find out that it still is not available.
And also, there's another one of those any roads that you didn't go through.
I imagine Cytown's going to try to do a Kanana key here. Not the best room for it, get the BMOs, but like I think if you can get this Gibdo with a bomb, you should be able to make it happen.
If there are 2 runners I have confidence doing this, it would be Cytown. Oh, nicely done for Cytown.
Very nicely done.
It was Cytown and Antlers is what I was going to say, and I do love how both runners were doing the damage boost through the P-hat.
Now, there's another one. He can do it in this room too.
Yep. Probably trying to set things up.
You know, I would actually leave the room. Oh, okay. No, he's got the key anyway. I might have left the room to get the candle fire back in order to kill the last keys there.
I think Cytown's going to try to play this out like I have access to that room from the other side.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's doing.
So,
or at least,
in fact, you have to. You have to because of that island there.
Yeah, but it could still be key access.
It
could be a key from a different direction.
Hey, a Famicom hint.
You know, it's funny because that hint, of course, confused everyone back in the day, and I remember thinking, well, the arrows make a funny noise. That must be what it's referring to. When you fire the arrows, it makes a kind of a little funny bloopy noise.
I've only seen one person using the Famicom, and that's Cantaloupe Me.
I think I've seen Lack Attack use one.
Maybe I wouldn't be surprised that Cantaloupe.
But not for Zelda. Yeah, not for Zelda, because I know he plays Doki Doki Panic. What eventually became Super Mario Bros. 2 in the U.S.
Right.
And the Triforce spawning in that room only drops in level 4. Both runners realizing it. Of course, it could have also pushed, but once the drop was there, it wasn't going to push.
Yeah, this has the potential maybe being your staircase room. Nice clock there for Cytown. That's 3 clocks for Cytown.
And what do we got in level 4?
Item, it's the wand.
Oh, the wand is a really nice combat upgrade, and Cytown will make, and Antlers, assuming he finds it and he's right behind Cytown into that room, will both make very good use of this wand. It's especially good for these Lionels. Like, it just, you can get on that half tile to the right of the Lionels and just fire away. It's really nice.
Yep, here comes the wand for Antlers. Cytown's going to pick up the bomb refill and then get on out of here. Probably has to redo this room because it's been... Nope, it's still there. Never mind. It hasn't been enough rooms. So there's the one for Antlerz cytown with the Triforce now with a very limited 3-2 lead on the Triforce count. And I say limited because Antlerz just around the corner from picking up that third.
Yep. Yeah, the difference being that Cytown's already done level 1 and Antlerz is already done level 5.
So as cytown goes into level 8, do you want to note that this is Group A here? The Any key, I believe, is what we titled this to be. Antlerz, cytown, Melchior 83, Sassage, Link, and Kennedy are your 5 runners in this group. The winner automatically moves on to brackets. The second place runner gets thrown into the wild card mix.
Yeah, and with the tiebreaker being time differential, whoever is behind at the end is going to want to finish this out as quickly as they can.
Right, I'll point out that it's the first tiebreaker is going to be your record.
Yes. That there is a tiebreaker that involves time. So.
Right. The ties will get split by the time differential.
Yep. And interesting that cytown did decide to go for 8. 8 does have 2 items, so it is kind of lucrative.
Yeah, well, we know one of the items that cytown's looking for is not here.
Correct. Now, the only thing that could block him in this dungeon is a Goma. Which, you know,
or
would be
Queen
unfortunate.
Lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, of course, keys could become an issue. So far, the keys haven't been a big issue, although Antlerz might have a little quicker time in level 1 because he's coming in with a few more keys and might not have to avoid them as much. And we see a wood boomerang in level 8, which essentially is just knowledge for cytown because he's not going to pick that up.
It eliminates your possibilities.
Yes. So we already know one item in level 8 is not the one he's looking for. There's a map, and of course, it is level 8, and it's big, because level 8 is always big.
That looks like one of those chocobos type of things. Maybe not necessarily exactly, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
Ah. This could be another stair. It is not segmented, so there's only going to be one transport staircase. cytown, of course, hoping this is the second item and not the transport staircase.
All right, this is indeed a push block. It is the transport.
I mean, we kind of expected that.
I mean, your odds were 2 out of 3 at that point.
It does take
It takes you all the way to the bottom corner, or at least we can get out.
And there's another spot that could be a stair. Now, if this is a stair, it will be the second item.
It is not.
And of course, when you end up in these Aquamentus rooms, it's always a little annoying because, like, you see it and you're just like, oh, it's gonna be a stair room, and it's like, no, it's just an Aquamentus room. No staircase there. And diagonal staircase not gonna open. That's a little less. Like the one of the things that you find that the double block and the single block are in the ones that show up in Quest 1, I guess, tend to be a little more likely to push. It feels like, and maybe that's confirmation bias, but.
Yeah, you want that key, cytown.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we know this will not be a push block staircase, but you're gonna have to either bomb out or complete this room to get out.
And it could drop, so. But it doesn't. Of course, looking for that Triforce, looking for a compass, looking for keys. We're gonna be in, hard. Actually, I was about to say the heart, but cytown would, unless it's like right in front of him, he's gonna skip it. He's very much I want to save that time on the Triforce refill. I will not pick up hearts after a certain point. And given that he's got the red ring and 6 hearts, he's pretty set.
Yeah, especially now that we have the red ring, so you get yourself on the same footing as your opponent. You know you're up against a very strong opponent in Antlerz. I mean, when we announced the groups for this one, I could see a scenario where either one of these 2 runners wins this group, And I can also see a scenario where one of these runners doesn't win the group as well. I mean, there's definitely some strong runners in this group. Anything can happen. It's random.
Another red herring for cytown. Meanwhile, Antler's gonna get his Triforce out of level 1 here.
All right, so the Triforce is just around the corner, but we are
except
cornered
he's
off
blocked.
in this
Oh.
area.
That's pretty disgusting. Now, I imagine cytown's going to path his way towards the Triforce and hope that the other item is on the way. And honestly, there's not going to be very many rooms left for him if he's able to clear all those. He's going to have to be able to clear all those lower rooms. We don't have another transport staircase to get around anything. There's the container, and he's going to, and like I said, he's just going to ignore it.
Yep, there's no reason for cytown to grab it at this point in time. Nice bomb refill.
He's checking to see, what have I not done?
I mean, the options are starting to get limited on what cytown has not done inside of this level 8.
Yeah, and he might just leave, grab the Triforce, leave. I would at least check these rooms that are nearby if I can bomb here.
Yep.
Does not bomb.
You see cytown try to bomb.
Oh,
and try it again. Now, that was a good decision because the bomb went off at the same time that the door opened up so that the bomb wall never opened up. So that's very wise recognition of how this game works by cytown.
Yeah, I mean, but the point being that, if I come back here, I have the recorder to come back here anytime. So like there's some areas at the top of this dungeon he also hasn't seen. There really isn't, I don't know that I'd go back and do those, but if I'm coming back in, I don't want to come all the way back here where we're at right now, and then turns out that the Triforce was 2 rooms away. It could be this room, for all we know.
Dodongo's doing what Dodongos do the best.
Yes, they are. And Antler's joining cytown in level 8 is going to be the item, and this is why you say, red candle. It's a little past its usefulness.
This is why you say no to it and leave.
Honestly, though, in Quest 2, I tend to like to pick up the red candle just to extra damage boost against red bubbles, but definitely not the item the cytown was hoping to find. And Antler's about to see another item he was not hoping to find.
Yep, so we know, of course, the magic boomerang, or not the magic, the wooden boomerang and the candle here in this level 8. cytown will grab that Triforce and head on out of here, continue on. So that's 4 Triforces for cytown, now heading to level 5, which is where we saw Antlerz just a little bit ago. And once cytown's heading in the other direction here. I'm gonna check this spot first.
He's gonna do some recorder spots.
Because we still haven't found level 3 yet.
And he's never gonna be in this area again, so you want to do it now. And he'll probably check the Quest 2 level 3 spot after this.
Alright, so this is where the bow is, if cytown is able to pull this out. And Antlerz is going to make it easier work out of this level 8 once he sees this right here.
Yeah, he didn't get didn't take the transport, so he's gonna have a much faster level 8. And Antlerz also not gonna take the red candle, so nobody's gonna be able to do a second boost around the candle. Now he also doesn't have the compass, so he needs to find that Triforce. So he's gonna clear a couple of extra rooms that cytown did not clear. But he's only a few rooms away, so assuming he clears those rooms. Actually, I think cytown had to clear these anyway because of the shutter doors.
Yep. The shutter doors made these forced required clear rooms for cytown. Seed wasn't being totally nice to our runners there. Okay, this right here is where the Triforce will be for Antlerz if he clears out these 3 Zulls, and with the current weaponry that Antlerz has, there's no reason to. We've seen both items. Grab this Triforce, get out. 5 for Antlerz, 4 for cytown.
Oh, and
Oh,
fires
fires
don't go down
are
to a
more
bomb.
than
That's
4.
unfortunate. It's one of those things I always like to find a chance to test, and Cytown did it while I was checking those bomb walls at the same time, so that worked out really well. Neither one of those bombs, so
Oh, no, it's
pretty
not.
awful conclusion all the way there.
I love the fact that Antlers went all the way above the block because of the enemies there. Cytown grabs the Triforce at a level 5.
Does he go back in? It's still a small enough dungeon. I think he will. If this was 6 or 7, I'm not sure he would. Okay, he's going right back in. That's good. He'll be happy he did. And to note, important items cannot be in level 9. I believe it was this Patra. Yep. He'll have an easier time with the Patra. Wand plus wood sword plus red ring. He should be able to get this without too much trouble. There's the big secret, 131.
Not a secret you're going to complain about.
Nope. Unless Cytown, when he gets there, he might only get about 50 of those rupees, depending on how many secrets he gets in the meantime. And Cytown done with level 5 does get that bow. So our runner's pretty even right now. Same Triforces, same items.
And as you pointed out, Tracy, Cytown's checking 2Q3 right now. Hey, there's a magical sword we're never going to pick up.
Never picking that up. And Cytown's already started skipping hearts. Antlers hasn't officially skipped a heart that I've seen, but he'll grab a potion out of his next take any, and
hey, 3.
Yeah, level 3, way up, and nothing blocked.
Yeah, correct. This is that rare seed where there are no overworld blocks. Hey, there's the map in this segmented 3.
Of course it's segmented. Why wouldn't it be? So at this point, we just need some silver arrows. Maybe there's some nice items out there as well. Actually, at this point, yeah, the any key would be nice. The book will give us the maps of all the dungeons, which would be nice. White sword would be nice.
Especially with shapes 6, 7, and 9 still out there.
Yep. But yeah, the only thing we need at this point is those silver arrows. Cytown picking up a potion out of a take any cave. So yeah, unfortunately Cytown's gonna do some of this extra exploration. Hopefully he does East Death Mountain before West Death Mountain with both Recorder and Power Bracelet in hand. I think it's a little easier of a call to go East before West. Whereas I know a lot of times that if I'm missing those items, I often will do West first, because it just feels like there's just not a lot up here at East Death Mountain if I don't have the blocking items.
Yeah, and I feel like Cytown will make the same decision that we just saw from Antlers. Gotta check these 2 spots. Naturally, we know that these are not going to be anything. Look at these 2 runners go with their execution. Antlers just slicing and dicing through these. Obviously, having red ring makes this a lot easier. Although Cytown never checked the forgotten spot over here, so
yeah, he's gonna do that right now.
This could shake
out of the way.
Cytown away from where he needs to go for a bit.
Yeah, he's being out of that, so he might actually do a route. This is a little unfortunate. He might do a route through the Dead Woods and hit that area where Antlers is pretty late at this point. I'm gonna buy arrows. I like it. You never know when you're gonna run into a Goma. The Pole's voice less relevant because they are on the overworld today.
And purchasing some bombs.
Always like purchasing bombs. Gonna save them. Okay. Thought maybe he'd purchase a second pack.
And there is a room that Antlerz did not find the staircase in because Antlerz has seen every single room of this level 3.
Interesting.
And Antlerz is leaving this level 3.
Well,
Now, this could get a little interesting if the silvers are in that 3.
yeah, he might just be doing the I'm gonna bet on silvers in 9 and that they'll either be on path in one of these other large dungeons or they'll be in 9. I don't think both are right. I don't think he's seen all. I think we've seen all the dungeons, right? Cytown right now in level 7. I don't think our runners have. I know Cytown hasn't seen 3. Oh gosh.
Oh!
Why? Game, why?
I think Antlerz is just missing the 7 that he just found.
Okay. Where was 6?
6 is in the Dead Woods, just south of the Fairy Fountain, the second quest 100.
Okay, yeah, I believe they've both seen that. And so right now, both runners just entering level 7. Cytown a little bit ahead in this dungeon, but Antlerz up an entire level 3.
You know the first thought I had when I saw this 7?
Aside from why are we segmented?
Well, besides why are we segmented, yeah. I mean,
It's a small,
think
it's a
you can
huge
kind of
7.
see it in a way in sorts a chorizo statue.
Oh, with the orb being the little segment. I could see that. Oh, we're gonna need to find a staircase to get to that. So we have the official segment, but you know, all the vanilla dungeons have the situation where there's a staircase to a part of the dungeon that you can't get to. I believe there's one staircase in level 9 that isn't required. Like you have to use the other 5 to get to segments. But in Randomizer, we get kind of used to not having to worry about that. That usually you're going to find your transport. You're going to be able to not use your transport staircase. But level 7 says nope. You have to use me.
And so for the one staircase we do find actually is the good staircase.
Yep. Yeah, because our item can't be in that little segment since we do not have Heart Shuffle on. There are no floor. At best, it could be the floor drop or a key. And we have the compass for the Triforce, so it's not going to be that either.
I like the suggestion of E.T. pretending to be a Chozo.
I like that.
Alright, is this the other transport? No,
It's the item. It's a nice item.
You don't complain about this one.
Nope. I mean...
But it's on the way to the
turn it down.
Triforce, so both runners are getting it.
Oh, yeah. A little more powerful for Antlerz since he has 3 keys instead of Cytown's 5, but, you know, even on high keys, you adjust your routing if you can to avoid using keys, and when you have that A key, you don't even have to think about it. Oh, key door? Oh, we don't care. We're just gonna go through.
Yep, and at this point in time, you care less about tough rooms. I mean, this room here has the Triforce. You have to do it, so... Alright, have fun. Show us your execution. Show us your moves. Please don't die, Antlerz. Okay, Heart, we're not gonna die.
Yeah, the wand helps tremendously with those blue dark nuts, and of course the red ring as well.
Also, bomb upgrade, because Antlerz purchased it a little bit ago, is +5.
That's a really nice find, nice purchase. But yeah, I think what Cytown's gonna do, he's gonna go over to this level 6.
Oh, please
and then
don't
start
die.
looking
Thank
for
you.
level 3. And if he starts his search for level 3 from here, it's gonna be a while before he gets there. And that right now, advantage Antlerz.
Yeah. Because Antlerz is just looking to go back to this level 6. But there is that one little bugaboo that we were talking about, and it's that one room north of the Triforce. Thank you so much, Sis Crusher, for pointing it out. That's the room that Antlerz missed. And if that room has the silvers, guess what Antlerz is diving all of level 9 to try to find?
Yeah, he's gonna, I mean, at that point... Okay, game. That is not what level 6 looks like. Level 6 likes to have a big, blocky, and left justified, and this is... I don't know what this thing is.
Something.
This could be a stair right here for Cytown.
And for Antlers.
Oh, they're in the same room. Nice.
Yes,
and
they are.
Not,
and it's transport. Is this to the bottom right corner? Yes, it is.
And we check the other room just in case.
Is this our Triforce? Clock number 4 of the night here for Cytown. But we're not even gonna get that clock. We're just now we are. All right, Cytown's gonna go back through this, gonna clear this room back out. I mean, you're down to 1 enemy at this point.
Yeah, I could see going either way. So Antlers looks like he wants to go down that left side. I imagine Cytown will go down the right side.
Oh,
one of them is going to be more correct than the other.
I forgot. Chat bring up the point that this could very well be one of those Among Us characters.
Oh yeah, there you go.
All right, that is not a staircase.
Yeah, Cytown's gonna go ahead and up A now because we can't go down the right side. And
magical boomerang.
Not grabbing that.
All right, time to find out where this Triforce is. Now, there's an interesting thing that Antlers found, and that's a Goma with a shutter door to the south here.
The Antlers doesn't have the arrows yet.
That is correct.
Because as I said earlier, like you don't. I mean, a lot of runners will prioritize buying arrows, but when you have Pole's Voice of the overworld, it is a slightly lower priority because you're not going to go around killing the Pole's Voice.
Tracy, if we want to get to the rest of that level 6, we need to buy those arrows.
Yeah. And Antlers knows it, and he knows where there's an arrow shop, so he's going to head over and buy them right now.
Yep, and then go right back to 6. I mean, it's good that we have money.
Yes. Money has not been a problem in this seed. Not that either one of these two runners was going to buy a blue ring, but, you know. I mean, I've seen Cytown buy a blue ring, but he only buys it when it makes sense. Like, when you have, you know, in a money situation, right? You know, you have money to spare. We haven't had to buy arrows yet, but now we do.
Hey, find a Triforce piece in level 7. Nice hint. All right, so I believe we found ourselves a connector staircase that brought us to this bottom right corner of this level 6. Yep. We didn't get to see because Cytown's stream was freezing up. But we're going to probably see it here from Cytown in just a moment. There's the Triforce for Cytown. Okay. So it's either level 9 or level 3 where these silver arrows are. Buckle up, because we're going to be on a ride coming up here over the next 10-15 minutes, Tracy.
Oh, looks like the transport's way down here at the bottom. This 6 kind of forces you to do all of it. Or most of it, anyway.
Also, shoutouts to Smile Fires doing the tracking for us on this race tonight, who is firmly secure. And now, as you pointed out, the unfortunate thing about Cytown here is he's heading in the wrong direction to find this level 3. Which is going to buy Antlers some digging time inside this level 9. It's close, but Antlers obviously is about, I say, a minute and a half at worst from getting into level 9.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is his last dungeon. Cytown still hasn't found 3, and if he heads to West Death Mountain, which is a slightly higher density before East Death Mountain, like every screen in West Death Mountain bombs, oh, except the one that has the power bracelet spot, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if he goes west before east, and that
by the
unfortunately
way,
is not going to work out for him.
the 2 items in level 9 are both quality of life items.
White sword and book, and
Or the silver arrows.
and silver arrows. Well, of the things we have left, we have 2 quality of life and silver arrows, and
I mean, obviously, silver arrows are definitely a yes, I grabbed too. So all 3 items are grabbable items.
yeah. Now, if you get the map before you find a book, you probably don't grab the book.
I don't know what that route was by Antlers, but we finally make our way into level 9.
Yeah, and as expected, Cytown is going to do west before east.
And this is going to give Antlers plenty of time to search out this level 9. We don't know, of course, what the layout to this level 9 is. The big question now, are the silvers here? We're not going to get any hints because we're on community hints.
And that's 2 take any's that Cytown has skipped. Now, I don't believe Antlers ever got a potion, so red bubbles could be an issue.
Okay, staircase number 1 for Antlers. It is a transport staircase. One of 6 at minimum. I mean, the rest of this game's been segmented,
Are you trying to get a segment?
so...
Are you trying to give them a segment? In level
I mean,
9?
the rest of the game has been segmented. You've seen 8. I mean, 8 wasn't. You've seen 7. You've seen 6. Staircase number 2 is no.
I actually feel like this might be a relatively small 9, considering how big 7 was in particular. It was kind of a normal 8, I would say.
Hey, there's our friends, the red bubbles.
Yeah, and a pretty nice enemy set. Moblins in level 9. You take that.
Yeah, of the Lionels or Darknuts or Moblins, this is the easiest.
Yes, by far. You know, and it's funny because, we had the Wizrobes on the overworld, and we didn't see that many bad screens with Wizrobes.
I mean, we knew where the red ring was, so any sort of danger immediately went out the window.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, have you heard a roar? Because I have not, but then again, I may not have been able to hear it.
Yeah, it's not always easy for us to hear on the restream.
Alright, another transport staircase, potential for Antlers. It's the item, it's the silvers are a 9!
Okay, so silver's not in 3. At this point, I feel like Cytown might have needed that, but, yeah, I mean, 9 is still 9, 9 can twist you around in all sorts of weird ways.
That was the big thing that Cytown needed, but Antlers now in cruise control, looking to go 1-0 in Group A. Now checking this direction, seeing if we can't get a roar. And I hear a roar now. Is this Zelda to the left? Yes, it is!
Oh my god.
And here's Ganon, just a room up and over.
Alright, you have to do this with the wood sword, so it will be 15 shots.
Correct.
Antlers has done this before, though.
Many, many times. Both here in Randomizer and in Vanilla.
Yeah, just as Cytown enters level 3. This was a clockwise versus counterclockwise. This reminds me of the Cytown TA match in the main tournament, where I think Cytown, not Cytown, Chess Jerk.
And get your GG that as Antlers goes 1-0 and has defeated Cytown.
Official race time of 1:03:04. And Cytown is incentivized to finish this to get the best time that he can, to try and, just in case any tiebreakers come up for him.
try to get Antlerz in here for a post-race conversation. And this is one of, 5 matches we have on the docket for tonight. One is already ongoing as we speak. Welcome in the number 44 is very kind to you, Antlerz. GG's.
GG's.
Yo, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Holy segment, it's Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the white sword. Cytown's not even grabbing it. Okay.
So what happened with that 3 Antlerz?
Your guess is as good as mine. Did I see the item and forget about it?
No, you
No,
saw
you
the
never
room.
saw the item.
Yeah,
Oh.
literally the room before the Triforce, and we just found out that it's a white sword that Cytown decided he didn't want for reasons, I guess.
Wow. I'm glad that was not the silvers because I probably would have lost.
That was your big question mark right there.
Yep.
Cytown also went through the northwest corner of Death Mountain, searched that all out, did the recorder spots in the graveyard after finishing up with level 6, so
Yeah.
that bought you a little bit of time inside of this level 9 as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if
that
you
makes
watched
sense.
Chestrick versus TA in the main tournament, it's kind of the same thing that happened in one of their games where TA went went counterclockwise and found level 9, and CJ is probably still looking for. No, I mean he found it eventually, of course, but we like to joke he's still looking for it. So yeah, so it looks like I think Cytown last located that 3, which gave you that time.
Yeah, that was. I had kind of a rough start to the seed with that. That level 5 was bad. And when I was going back to the Triforce and I saw the blue bubbles, I was even doubly annoyed that I'd forgotten those were there. So I wasn't feeling great to start out, but then I definitely when I found 7, I was feeling pretty good. Because it was, I hadn't touched West Death Mountain. I still hadn't done most of the recorder spots, so I was feeling pretty confident at that point. And then when I found the silvers where they were, I was like, wow. Unless he took the exact path that I did at 9, I'm probably in pretty good shape. So that was the most odd level 9 for me because I never right way 9 like that.
Yeah, that did feel like you perfect ordered that level 9. As we see Cytown finding Zelda and Ganon first before getting to this silver arrows. Also another big thing, your level 8 exploration was much shorter than Cytown's. You never got tripped up and went to that southern part of that level 8. You found the faster path through.
Basically, just transport.
Right. When I saw the map of 8, I definitely felt like I might have gained a little time in there. It was pretty big and pretty regional. So, and it allows you to go south pretty much right off the bat. So, I figured if he went south, I definitely picked up a little time because I just did that northeast corner and went straight down.
Yeah, not a lot of nothing you wanted in that dungeon, but definitely.
Oh, yeah.
In fact,
definitely we're able to find those items pretty quickly. So for a level 8, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that
finding
was
the
a-
knowledge was. Oops, sorry.
I was just going to say that was a really phenomenal level 8 from you being able to pull the items out in the order that you did.
Yeah, finding the knowledge was huge. Even though both items were busts, it was really good to know that I never had to go back there and touch, probably about the 70% of that level 8 that I didn't see. So, yeah, that was good. 6, felt bad that I forgot to buy arrows. I meant to do that earlier too when I was going through and I just forgot. So, of course, it came back to play a factor. But...
it is. I feel like it's a little less of a priority when you have Pole's voice on the overworld, but Gomas are still a thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I have the expendable resources or the disposable resources, I always try and buy arrows if I have the bow, just in
Mhm.
case that exact scenario occurs.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, I just forgot, and they were right on the way to 6 too.
And proving out how annoying this level 9 really is, and that you just took the right order in this level 9 and never saw much of it. Cytown has now found 2 transport staircases that takes you to one single room.
Ugh, gross. Yeah, I was really fortunate in that 9. Not gonna
Okay, there's
lie.
the book.
He's gonna
So we're
take
gonna
it for
finally
the
see
map.
what this map 9 is.
Ooh. That's pretty icky looking.
That's a dragon type of enemy.
Well, and
Yeah,
the worst part
yikes.
about it is you've got these corridors are just like way off on their own. That's really nasty.
Yeah, I mean, it could have turned out way different had I not decided to bomb that wall down in the bottom right. Because when I entered that room, I was about to go back and take the transport, and I'm like, this is so far off away from everything, I might as well just confirm.
Oh,
I had several bombs, so...
that's 3. That's 3 one-offs. Game, please. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
this game is really being very kind to Cytown. I mean, this is a very small level 9, so...
Well, small
once you
nines are the
find-
worst
Once you
nines,
see
let's
this
face it.
map, yeah. Once you see this map, you know that there's a lot more bomb walls than there really needs to be.
Mhm.
Right, yeah.
So when the groups got announced back on Sunday, obviously you knew what you're up against with regards to Cytown. You know you're up against a tough opponent. What were your thoughts going into this match?
Yeah, I mean, when I threw it out there that I was available most evenings, and Cytown was the first one to respond saying, "Let's go tomorrow," I was like, "Ooh, haven't been playing that much. Don't know that this is going to go super well for me." But yeah, I mean, Cytown's obviously. I mean, he's at least a one-time tournament winner. Has he won 2 tournaments? I know he's won at least 1, but
Main tournament
I mean, he's-
2022, I think, is the one he got. I mean, there's like tornadoes and you know,
Okay, this is
battle
where
royales, but I don't really count those in the same. If that makes sense.
this
yeah.
is the department that Cytown needs to be in.
Yeah, that's the bomb wall right there.
Yeah,
And I think Cytown is cursed right now.
Yeah, he is. No, he did get hit by a red bubble. But yeah, I mean, we're talking like main tournament and SGL. Those are like the biggies for me. Like you win one of those, and
Right. Yeah.
those have quite a bit of meaning.
Yeah, he's obviously one of the best in the world. So
He's got
you know,
options.
seeing him come up right after me in the same group was pretty intimidating.
It's like,
but,
oh no, who did I anger to get him in my group?
but I mean, there's a lot of experience in this group, really. You know.
Mhm.
There's a lot of experience in all the groups.
Yeah. So like, I mean, there's this group still has a long way to go to reach a conclusion. It's gonna be fun to see how it plays out. But it definitely feels good to get that first one under my belt when I just kind of assumed I was gonna lose and be 0-1.
Well, instead now you're 1-0, which at least puts you in a better position because obviously you want to be the group winner because then you don't have to worry about the whole tiebreaker scenario here with the 6 wild cards. But this does put you in a good position right at this moment. We'll see how things go with your other 3 matches in the group. Have you scheduled any of your other races?
I have not yet. No, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so it is good to get at least one of them down. I'm going to try and get at least one more before I go out of town, so we'll see how that
Makes
goes.
sense.
All right, Cytown has frozen up, but rest assured, Cytown has finished this race. Get your GGs in chat. Tracy, what's the time?
1:13:10, so about a 10-minute differential there. Probably not what he was hoping for, but you know, if he wins the rest, if you both win out,
I mean,
still has
606
very
seconds.
much chance.
I like numbers that are easy computable, like 606. They'll make my job easier.
Yeah, the 600, you know that one well, because that's the delay everybody else uses. This tournament going 15 minutes as opposed to a lot of the tournaments that go 10.
And it does seem like, according to Smilefires, that cytown is going to pass on the ability to talk to us about this seed. So GG's to you, cytown, and best wishes on your upcoming 3 matches here in this group. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess anything you want to add, Tracy?
I'm good.
Anything you want to add, Antlers?
Let's ask Antlers. What do you got?
Just GG's cytown. You know, it's gonna. I fully expect him to come back and give this group a big run. You know, it's not over by a long shot here, so it's gonna be fun to see how it plays out. Otherwise, thank you both for the commentary and for everyone behind the scenes tracking, restream, all that good stuff. Much appreciated. Gonna be a fun tournament.
Yeah, thank you, Antlers, and good luck to the rest of the way.
Give it up for both of our runners. All right, so there's going to be another match here on this channel coming up in 40 minutes. It's going to feature Malkior versus Neonanane, or whatever. I'm going to butcher that name this entire tournament. That's coming up here in 40 minutes here on Speedgaming 2. There's one match that's going on right now as we speak. CD and Prov versus Sigil. That match is 35 minutes into the running. We'll head you over to Speedgaming 4 in just a moment. Later on tonight, 2 matches, 10:15. Tracy?
Yeah, 10:15 we have Sis Crusher versus Jay Cooper. That's gonna be also right here on Speed Gaming 2. And I think somebody needs to assign a channel to 10:15. The other 10:15. Why Must You Hate Me versus Equations. I see people. Yeah, I see some crews submitted. I don't know if they're repeats. I do not know if those are repeats of the other.
If I get crews, so make sure you sign up if you're interested in doing some talking about this. All right, let's send you over to Speed Gaming 4. Special thanks to Smilefires for doing the tracking for us here. I'm Adirondack Rick. It's been fun, Tracy, and we shall do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Rick and Tracy show. Always a good time.
Coming to Speed Gaming Live near you.
All right.